Hello everyone, how are you all? Welcome to the class. Students, today we will discuss a new topic, that is pollination. Students, you know that for the male gamete, it is to be able to combine with the female gamete, and it is necessary that first here the pollen grains from the anther of stamen of the flower should be carried to the stigma of pistil, and the transfer of pollen grains from anther to a stamen to the stigma of a pistil, that is called the pollination. That means when anther is transferred to the stigma, that is called the pollination, and pollination can occur in two ways. First one is self pollination and second is cross pollination. So self pollination, there is the transfer of pollen grains from the stamen produced in one flower to the stigma of the same flower or stigma of another flower of blooming on the same plant. So this one is the self pollination. But in cross pollination, what will be there? There will be transfer of that anther from one flower of a plant to another flower of another plants. That means when pollen grains from anther of a flower on the one plant are transferred to the stigma of a flower and another similar plant, that is called the cross pollination. So you are seeing here that anther and pollen that is transferred to the stigma. So if it will transfer to another plant, so that is cross pollination, and in same plant that will be self pollination. Now next one is, students, here pollination by insects. You know that insects help in pollination, and when the insect sits on the flower of plant for sucking the nectar, at that time that anther will stick to the body of that insect, and when the insect now sits on another flower, this nectar, to suck the nectar, at that time their anther will be reached to another stigma, and this second flower, when this anther is reached, in this way the insect transfer the pollen grains from a flower to flower and carry out the pollination. Insects such as beetles and butterflies, they visit the flowers for the nectar, and in this process they help the pollination. So what is the characteristics here of insects in the pollination? That is very important. So these insects pollinated here flowers have large bright colored petals, and these insects are scented. Here these flowers are scented and so as to attract insects for the pollination. Here the flowers possess nectar which is used a food by insect, and also these flowers produce sticky pollens. So these are the characteristics of the flowers. Here you will see the characteristics of insect pollinated flowers. About these you had find in these lines. Now next one is pollination by wind. You know that by the help of wind, anther also carries it, transfer from one flower to another flower, and that is the pollination by wind. And here next one is, you know, that characteristics of water pollinated flower. So here before that we will study that characteristics of wind pollinated flowers. So you will find that they have long anthers protruding outside the flowers, so that the pollens move to stigma of another plant easily with moving air, and pollens produced by wind pollinated plants are lighter, so that they can be carried away. Since they are lighter, so that with the wind they will carry it away, and these plants, they produce large quantities of pollens, and so as to increases the probability of fertilization. Okay, next one is pollination by water. You know, in pollination by water, you know that through the water, aquatic anthers that will be transferred from one place to another place, and in some plants such as lotus have flowers at bottom outside here water, and these are then pollinated by the insects and water pollinated plants including Vallisneria and pondweeds. And the pollens float in water, and when they come in contact with the stigma of the female flowers, and that time they get attached and undergo the fertilization. You are seeing here in the given diagram. So next one is the characteristics of water pollinated flowers. You know that in water pollinated plants, male and female flowers are born on separate plants, and grains, so pollen grains are reproduced by these plants in large quantities, and flowers in these plants, they are lighter, so that they will move from one place to another place, and smaller, so that they can float on the surface of flower. Next one is artificial pollination. Students, you know that artificial pollination, it is usually carried out to improve the variety of particular plant. In this method, crop of desired characteristics that are selected and that may be produced. Okay, so in this method, crop of desired characteristics, they are called the parent crops, they are selected, and the second here, the next one, hybrid will be produced. So during this process, the gynoecium of flower is kept covered with the paper or polybag, so that pollination does not take place naturally, and once the stigma of the flower of one crop plant that matures carefully selected the pollens from flowers of other crop plant and placed on these stigmas, and then what will happen, the seeds produced in this manner, they possessed good characteristics of both plants, and this new variety which you will find, that new variety is called the hybrid. So the new variety by the artificial method, that is called the hybrid, and several varieties of plants of fruits such as mango, grains such as rice, maize, wheat, etc., they are produced by this manner, and the hybrid plant produced in of superior quality. So students, what is fertilization? So you know that after pollen reaches to stigma of anther flower, here after pollen reaches to stigma of another flower of the same species, that is start to grow by forming a pollen tubes, and this pollen tube has two male nuclei, and it travels down to the style and enters the ovules in ovary. In the ovary, pollen tubes releases male cells which fuse with female cells to produce the zygote, and the process in which the male gamete present in pollen grains, they fuses with the female gamete present in ovule to form a new cell, that is called the zygote, and this process is called the fertilization. So this one is the definition of fertilization. Students, the process of fertilization can be summarized into the flow chart here. The things we have told you, the pollen grains from anther land on a stigma to pistil, and that pollen gets nourishment, and now pollen tubes contains two male gametes, and pollen tubes enter ovary, and male gametes are released as the pollen tube ruptures, and male gametes combine with female gametes, and fertilization takes place and zygote is formed. Students, the ovule, so the ovule, it containing fertilized cell, it develops to seed, and ovary develops to the fruit, and when seed get favorable conditions to grow a new plant. Students, your chapter is finished, so hope that you will make the notes and learn it properly. Thank you everyone.